Hey there guys, so a lot of people already know, those who watch my channel on a normal basis, I recently sold my Nissan Skyline and I bought a Nissan GT-R. And this created a lot more controversy than I could have ever imagined. I have a lot of people saying, why would you sell your dream car, the Nissan Skyline, the car you've always wanted, and purchase such a soulless vehicle like the Nissan GT-R? Well, there were a couple of big reasons why, and I thought I would do this video and explain some of those reasons to you. So I'd already planned on getting a Nissan GT-R a while back, but I mean it was going to be like way in the future because I just felt like I couldn't afford one of those things. And I was searching around on the internet, and I realized that you could buy a Nissan Skyline because they were legal because of the 25-year rule. They were legal in the country. So I kind of put the GTR on the back burner and I purchased that R32 Skyline. That feeling I had when I first purchased it, when I first stepped into that car and drove it, that never left me. So every time I got into that car, I had the biggest smile on my face. I mean, I had so many good times with that car, and I was just so grateful to have it. I mean, I never thought that I would ever be able to purchase one here in the States. I had lived in Korea for a while, and I had seen quite a few Nissan Skylines and Nissan Skyline GTRs, and I was just so amazed that I was able to drive around the United States in the car of my dreams, a Nissan Skyline. So what's the big issue, you might ask? So I've already decided to move back to Asia in the near future. And I was thinking about it, you know, and it would be ridiculous to bring that Nissan Skyline with me back to Japan or to Korea. And here's the reason why. For me to bring that car back, that would be a huge financial loss. And I hate to talk about money, but I mean, do you really want to like lose a bunch of money when you knew that you could have just did a transaction and gotten most of your money back? And that was the position I was in, because as you know, in Japan, Skylines are pretty common because that's where they came from. And over here in the United States, you're paying about 3 times the price. And I was willing to pay that price because that was my dream car, but I wasn't willing to bring that car back with me to Japan. So I had to make that decision. I was like, you know, this is my dream car, but if I bring this back to Japan, number one, there's no way I'll ever be able to sell this and get my money back because, you know, I paid 3 times the price for it, and here in Japan, this car is like, you know, ridiculously cheap. And then also another thing there was a couple other things I thought about. Like, I could sell this and I can get a newer, better Skyline in Japan. That was one of the things I thought about. And then the other thing I thought about was, you know, if I bring this thing back to Japan and the Japanese, like if I get a JCI, and there's people who are watching this right now who know what I'm talking about. If I get a Japanese compliance inspection, they're going to find like a million things on that, and then I'm going to be paying like quadruple the price. And I was like, this is just a really bad idea. I need to sell this thing. So that's what I did. I said, I'm just going to sell this thing because I'm going to get a better Skyline when I go to Japan. I'm not saying that my car was horrible, because it was in great condition, in great shape, but I knew that if I was to keep that car, it's not a good idea. And I mean, why would you want to bring a car back to Japan where it was specifically brought to America? I just thought it was just a silly idea. So then let's talk about the actual purchasing of the Nissan GT-R. So I'm thinking I need to get another vehicle. I'm a dedicated Nissan fanboy, you know, specifically Skylines and GT-Rs. What should I get? So the first thing that popped in my mind. I'm like, let me get a maybe I'll just get a R32 GTR. But as I said, the prices are ridiculously expensive out here. I mean, you're paying when you buy a Nissan Skyline GT-R here, you're paying like more than like 3 times the price. It's like ridiculous. And you know what? If I was staying in America, I just might do that. But since I move back and forth, that's not a good idea. So, and there's another reason too. I had just I just had a R32 Skyline, and I know what you guys are gonna say. You're like, okay, well, Skyline dude, as you know, like R32 GTRs and GTS-Ts are 2 completely different cars, and I mean, I agree with you for the most part, but it's still a R32, and yes, I'm going to have a tremendous boost in power, and it's going to handle different, but I mean, in the end, they share many of the same systems, they share the same body. I mean, one is obviously a little wider and has different features that the other one doesn't, but I mean, it's still a R32. So I had to think about that too. I was like, okay, if I'm going to get another car, another Skyline, I'm not getting another R32. I'm going to try a different Skyline. So I saw R33 for sale, and I was like, nah, that's cool, but it's way too expensive. So I was like, scrap that. R34 is not going to happen. And then, like, I did see R32 GTR for a ridiculously cheap price. It was kind of beat up. I thought about it for a second. Then what I said about Japan before, I'm like, nah, not a good idea. That's just not a good idea. I'm not going to do it. So I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should get a Nissan GT-R. I look at the prices. I'm like, you know what? I can afford that. I'm like, you know what? That's completely possible. I'm looking at the maintenance cost and the fuel cost. I'm like, this is within my range. I can afford this car. Let me see what I can do. And if you guys are curious about what my occupation is, I'm a translator / interpreter. So I'm a Korean translator and interpreter. That's my job. I like it. I like what I do. So so I'm looking at this Nissan GT-R, and I'm like, you know what? I've already wanted to get this car a while ago. I have the opportunity to get it now. I can take this anywhere I want. I can easily find parts for it, and it's just very convenient. And also, this is the pinnacle of Nissan sports cars. This is what Nissan was. This is the evolution of the Skyline. You know, it's not a Skyline in name, but obviously everything that Nissan learned from Nissan Skyline, and specifically Nissan Skyline GTRs, they put it all into this one amazing package. And I have the chance to experience this. I get to experience years and years of history and of hard work and dedication to just make the ultimate sports vehicle, you know. So I thought about that. I was like, this is a GTR, just as much as a R34 GTR is a GTR, and R30 it's a GTR. So I was like, you know what? I don't think that's like much of a stretch away from what I wanted. And like I said before, I did want a Nissan GTR. So I basically had the opportunity, and I went with it. And so far, I'm very happy with my decision. I've gotten some flack from some people, and I really appreciate the people who have supported me. It hasn't been that much flack, but I was kind of surprised by some of the things that people were saying. I mean, in the end, I mean, like, that's my decision, and I have to live with it. But I'd rather share this car with you guys. I don't want you guys to be like, you know, I don't want you to feel that I just got this car and that's the end of this channel. This is just the beginning of the channel. I'm just getting started. I have a lot of ideas. I want to share this car with you. I want to share other cars with you. And you know what? When I go back to Korea or Japan, depending on which country I go to, I'm gonna get another Skyline, another one, And I'm going to share that with you too. Don't feel like I'm just going to get this Nissan GT-R into channel and that's going to be it. Like, no, that's not the truth at all. I really care about you guys, and I want to share this car with you. This is like a fantastic vehicle, and I want to share every aspect of me getting this car and me living with this car. It's just absolutely been a blast, and like that you guys are there to share it with me. That's even more awesome, because now a lot of people get this opportunity, and it's incredible. I really appreciate all the support I get from you guys. So anyways, that is some of the major reasons. There were other little ones too, but I don't need to go over that. But those are some of the major reasons that I sold my Nissan Skyline and the G35. I don't know why anyone doesn't ask about the G35. You guys aren't angry about that? Why you got? It's a Skyline, right? Okay, no, it's cool. It's cool. Don't answer that. But anyways, I hope you liked the video, and don't forget to check back for new episodes. Thanks for watching.